you and my friends would hang out on the weekend.
Hi guys, EBP Man with Tablets for me, and today we're going to do an unboxing review of the Samsung Gear S. The Samsung Gear S was released today in North America. This happens to be the AT&T version of the Gear S, and what we're going to do now is just unbox it, see what's inside. We'll do a startup of the actual watch, and then we'll do a review of its capabilities. Alright, so we'll go ahead and break the seal. Okay. Get this guy open. Alright. So, okay, that opened up nicely. So here we have the actual Gear Quick Start Guide. We have the gear itself. That's the Gear S. It's almost, it's pretty big, so it's almost like a bracelet type style watch. Put that to the side. Pull this out. It opens up right here. And inside we have a charging base, very similar to what you have with the Gear Fit and also the Gear 2 and the Gear. So has charging cradle. It's not like the Moto G that you just place it and then it charges. And also, I guess the other thing to look at is that the charger does use a micro USB charging port. You have a charging cable, so it's not a separate brick with a USB cable, so everything is all included there. And then you have, it looks like, excuse me, an instruction guide, or a health and safety guide actually, on all the things to do and not to do when using your Gear S. Alright, so that was it. That's what's in the box. You have your charging cradle, your charging cable and brick, a safety guide, a very simple quick start guide, so there's not much to the Gear S, and the gear itself. Let's start it up. So before we start up the Gear S, let's talk a little bit about the actual watch itself. Now this is very different from, let's say, an example here, the Moto G 360, actually the Motorola 360 watch, in the sense that this watch, while it is a smartwatch and does have connectivity using Google Wear to your phone, cannot, I would say, interact independently from a phone. So this has to be tethered or connected to a phone. The Gear S has its own cellular connectivity, which means that it can serve as a phone, and it also can act on its own without having to be tethered to a phone. Now, keep in mind that if you do get this watch, the Gear S, it is only compatible with Samsung phones, and there's a full list of all the Samsung phones. So you would expect that it would be compatible with the Note 4, the Note 3, the S4, and the S5, obviously. But it's not compatible with other phones like the LG phone or the Motorola lines, or even the Apple line. So it's really something that ties you into the Samsung ecosystem. It does have a 2-inch display, and it will support multiple network types, 2G, 3G, and in the US, according to AT&T, this is a 4G connection, which I'll see once I start using it. If we take a look at here, the box real close, you'll be able to see some of the feature sets that it has. It has an AMOLED screen, so it's going to have a gorgeous screen. It is something, again, that can connect with your devices. It does support the S Health, and it has its standalone GPS. You'll notice that it does support HSPA Plus here for data streaming. Edge as well. And then what you have here, and which is really important, is that it's IP67 certified. That means that if it gets wet or dust, you really don't have to worry about it, especially if you're running. I wouldn't take this for a swim, but if you're running with your watch and you get caught in the rain, you don't have to worry about that. It does have a built-in gyroscope, accelerometer, compass, ambient light sensors, barometer as well, and as well as a UV detector, which you can see that there's kind of a little thing there, and then also a heart rate monitor. The watch itself, I kind of like this style clasp. It's the kind that you can adjust right here to the appropriate setting for your hand or your wrist, and then you just close the clasp. What I like about this clasp versus something like this is that it really minimizes the amount of wear that you have when you're putting on and off the actual watch. Also, what I like that despite the fact that the Moto 360 was available with a leather band, and I converted mine to a diver's band, I like the fact that this has a rubber band, because if you are going to be using this as an athletic watch, you're going to be sweating, you're going to be getting wet, you're going to be taking a shower, and leather doesn't really do well with any of those things. So I really like that feature. On the back here, you'll notice that you have your sensors. So you have your heart rate sensor and then your charging point. Now, I'm not sure yet, and once we're finished doing our review and I am using it for a couple days, I'll give you my impressions. But most new wearables are really communicating the ability to have a continual heart rate monitor detection or measurement. I don't know if this is going to be continually on and checking your heart rate, but that's something that you're seeing with the new Fitbit. You're seeing that with Microsoft's product. You're starting to see it with a lot of the watches or wearables that are coming out, or the fitness bands, that they are continually monitoring your heart rate as they're being used. As far as battery life goes, they claim that this will have 2 days of battery life. We'll have to see. I don't know that yet since I just got it today. RAM, it has 512 megabytes of RAM for processing, has 4 gigs of internal memory, so if you want to store music, I'm sure you can store some things on there. And then from a battery perspective, it has a 300 milliamp lithium-ion battery. From an audio perspective, it supports the standard formats that you have in the market, anywhere from an MP3 to MP4As, WMAs. You really don't have to worry about if you're going to be playing some music on it. And then it is Bluetooth 4.1, and it supports USB 2.0. It has Wi-Fi connectivity as well, so it's 802.11bgna. Which is also great. And then the glass itself is Gorilla Glass. Now, I'll probably put a screen protector on this. I'm always been a fan of putting something on top of the screen. Gorilla Glass is a very strong glass, but I always like having something there just in case. So let's go ahead now and start up the watch, and we'll see what the startup process is like. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to power up the actual watch, and I'm going to press and hold the center button right here. So press and hold it. And we have the Gear S logo popping up, Samsung. Again, the Samsung logo now. This watch is not using Android, so you never saw it like an Android logo come up. And now what we're going to do is install, it's telling you install Samsung Gear on your mobile device, or you can download it if you'd like. So what we're going to do is hit next. And it's right now looking to connect to my phone. So let me go ahead and install it on my phone. Alright, so now that I have it recognizing the actual gear, it's now vibrating, letting me know that there's a pairing event taking place. I'm going to hit OK, and it is right now downloading some additional software. It looks like there may possibly be even an update. Let's see what's going on. A little bit more involved than what I had anticipated. So I had to update my Gear Manager software in order to be able to support the watch, and you'll notice that again it's doing some type of update after the pairing. So we're going to let this process continue, then I'll turn the video back on so you can see the next steps. So now after the update, the software did go through some update processes. Now it's connecting over to the gear. And it looks like there is, I don't know if there's an update required, but there was definitely a longer process than normal that I've seen for some of the other gear products. I'm going to go through and accept terms and conditions. And these are, I guess, all the legal notices about all the capabilities that are available. So I'm just going to say I agree to all, and so you don't have to go through all of them, and say finish. It's right now saying that it's connected now successfully, and you'll notice that I'm starting to get some notifications on my watch. So I'm going to say OK. It says some email accounts are not selected for email selection to receive notifications. I'm going to click on OK. And right now, these are all the applications, I guess, that I can get notifications from. there's an update. It looks like there's a significant update. So I'm going to go ahead and download that software, and we'll go ahead and perform the update. So far the process has been, as I've been connecting the gear to the actual phone, there's been 2 software updates. One to the Gear Manager that I had on my phone as we're going through that process, and the second now looks like there's an update to the actual gear itself. So I'll pause this, let this download complete, and then we'll continue. So here what you're seeing now is the actual software package was downloaded successfully, and the next step is that it's going to push it to the actual gear itself. So right now we'll wait for that to happen, and I'm sure we'll go through a reboot process. So I'll pause the video, and then once this is complete, I'll start it up again. So now what we have is the software package has been completely downloaded onto the actual watch itself, and it is now going through the upgrade process. You can see how the percentage bar is moving forward. We'll just let it continue. So it probably took a little bit over a minute and a half for the actual update to take place. So we're going to let it continue. So you saw 100% bar went through, but it's still doing a little bit more work. So I'd say set aside at least around 3 minutes for the entire process to complete. So we'll see how much more there is to go. Once the update is complete, it's going to go through a reboot process, and which is pretty normal for any Android operating system, or even this, which is the Tizen operating system. So it's taken me back to the actual original setup screen. So here I have the ability to modify my clock. I'm just going to hit next. So it's giving me a tutorial, that this is the main navigation and how you can switch from screen to screen. How to swipe if that's something that you want to do to see messages, swipe to go back, and now I'm getting the message that the gear is finally updated. So again, still going through the tutorial of how you can swipe left and how you can swipe right for different features. Swiping up is another feature, swiping down. I'll do it with this hand. Again, more swipe tutorial commands, so I'm going to go ahead and swipe down, swipe up, and now the actual process is complete. And as you can see right here, we have a high-end looking watch. I would say almost like if you look at a Submariner from Rolex kind of look. That was a setup process and install. Later on we'll do a tutorial on all the features. If you have any comments or questions about this video, please leave them on the YouTube channel. We'll continue to post updates on the Gear S and my experience with the Gear S in subsequent